Hello and welcome to the Niall or Nine podcast. It's myself, Niall Byrne. And as Andrea is off for the summer, I'm chatting to some different people on this podcast when it does appear. We're on summertime, as you may know. So I am pleased to present a chat with one of our favourite returning guests, one of the nicest men in Irish music, one of the finest rappers in Ireland, a man who always has collaboration, has an open heart, has creativity, hard work, friendship, and many, many other things as part of his core being. He is a really lovely fella to chat to always. His name is God Knows. This is a good time to talk to God Knows because he has had a kind of a creative renewal in his own way. He has a debut album coming out at the end of September, which is very exciting, and it is called A Future of the Past. For the album, he's kind of looked into his past of his family, and he's looked into the future and the present of living in Shannon, and has been inspired by the people that have gone before him and the people that are around him. Now, himself and Merle have obviously had a really fruitful creative partnership for many years now, for originally as Rusangano family. Now the two of them are best buds. They have been on stage together for years now, but also Merle has become a really in-demand producer of his own and has produced a lot of this album that is coming up. So we're going to talk to God Knows about a lot of that. We're going to talk about the album. We're going to talk about the upcoming his upcoming set at Jameson Connects the Circle stage at the All Together Now festival. Not the first time that God Knows and Merle have both been there. So we talk about that. We talk about some music that God Knows is vibing to, because I met him a few weeks ago when we were talking about how excited we were to hear the Clipse record. And it's out now, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about AI in music, all the bad things that are happening in music, all the good things that are happening in music, all of the nice things that we can all get to chat to God Knows about. As we talk, God Knows is coming from Cork after playing a Jameson Connects gig last night, along with Joe Butler and Onai. So we're going to get a read on how that was and how in recent months he only did his first ever headline show as God Knows, which is kind of crazy if you know what he's been doing with the label Narrow Lane and all of the collaborations he's done throughout the years and always bringing people in. It's so crucial to what he does. And this is the first time he's really stepping into the spotlight. So this episode is all about God Knows and all of the things that make him tick and all of the music and creativity that is there in the family and friendships that are there. And we're going to talk about all of that. So delighted to have him in to talk. And so, yeah, let's get into it. This is God Knows.
Come on. The symbol elegant ex-Anglo-Saxon, Anglican values passed down by the colony, only to be born again along the Shannon. Long story long, this UFO just couldn't fit in. Started from the very beginning, touchdown and landed like a bandit. Extraterrestrial right around 911, with fear in the air. Who wants to go near what's weird? Are you Catholic or fraud? I'm afraid I'm a fraud when I said I was a Baptist. Unaware of the vibes, I picked the right church. Post site massacre, but little did I know in little Belfast is still held there in the memories core, cause the body hosts the score in the bloody war.
All right. God Knows, how are you? How you doing on this fine Thursday morning?
Bro, I'm flying it, bro. I'm feeling good. I'm in a Dean hotel. What could be bad right now, bro?
Yeah, nice
All
spot.
is good in the world.
Nice spot. You were playing in Cork last night, Crane Lane.
That's right.
The Jameson Connects gig.
That's right.
Yeah, how did it get on?
It was good, bro. It was really good. We were warming up, you can say. It took a few minutes to really warm up and get it super tight and tidy, but then once we took off, we never came back. So I love that. I love gigs that have dynamics, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you have to start quiet sometimes, or not quiet, but like cold, you know.
Yeah,
warm up the room.
Absolutely, I kind of like that sometimes as well. I don't like to rile people up at the beginning, because I feel like if you do that too early, then halfway through they're like, bro, I gave you everything I could. Whereas if we started a little chill, so that it's like maybe the first 3-4 songs people are listening like intently, I like that as well, you know, so that then when we have a crescendo, it is really like we're taking it there, you know.
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
we go hell
yeah.
for leather the last half an hour. First half an hour is fine. Y'all can just warm up.
So, I mean, you're kind of warming up now for a debut album.
Debut
27th,
solo.
27th of September, the day before my
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah. Actually,
Um,
bro, I think yeah, it's 2 days before your birthday. I got it wrong, you know. I put
it's one day. Yeah, I'm the 28th. I'm the
do
28th.
you know what's mad? I got it wrong because I said September 27th, but it's like the Friday's the 26th.
Oh, okay. So the two.
I
Yeah,
might,
so
I might have to
26th.
edit that. I might have to edit that on my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on my Instagram.
Okay, very good, very good. But that's a nice time to be releasing an album. But it is your debut album after
Debut,
after
debut
all this
solo.
time. A God knows debut album.
Yeah, I remember we spoke. It was like a few years ago, bro. I remember you were like, I think it's time for a full solo God knows album, and I was
Yeah,
like, bro, like right now, I just want to make the music, and I don't think at the time I had what can I say, like, so I need something to say. I don't want to make a body of work without something to say, and I
yeah,
think last year fortunately was the right time, and I felt like I had everything I wanted to say ready, and I just been writing since.
yeah, yeah. So what are you writing about? What's changed? What have you gone through in your life that you want to talk about?
Whoa, bro, it's deep. Wow, you're going in early. Okay, all
Ah, well,
right.
yeah, yeah. No time.
um,
I'm not warming up. Sorry, that's
yeah,
because I
yeah,
know you
yeah,
a bit,
yeah.
bit
That's
better than
true.
some other people. So
That's true. Um, you know, I think that it stemmed from finding out more about my family history, my family lineage, and when I kind of put all the pieces together, I was like, this story is too interesting to not talk about fully, like to flesh out.
yeah,
So I remember Lauren Murphy did a piece about me in the Irish Times, and I just kind of expressed about who my grandfather was, no, who my uncle was, and who my great grand uncle was, and between those two things, it just like light bulb went off in my head. So my uncle was a big musician growing up. His song Roger Confirm was like number one in the charts for like
yeah,
13 weeks, and that was a big thing at the time. And then similarly, well, his grandfather was the first Shona person to um Shona chief to oppose British rule in Zimbabwe at the time, and that was a big thing as well for me to be like, well, we think about microaggressions and we think about that this other stuff, but there's the bigger picture is here, and I just kind of was then trying to figure out how do I make that make sense with Shannon,
yeah.
how do I make that make sense with me growing up in Shannon and what that has been like. So, yeah, just kind of wrote an album about me as an Irish lad, uh, all these few years of my time in the music industry in Ireland and my family story. So, yeah, I hope I didn't give away too much. I'm like, Merle's right beside me. I'm like, I
Of
hope I didn't
course.
go too far. I hope I didn't go too far today.
What is your uncle's name?
So his name was Chingaira. So he actually opened up for Bob Marley when Bob Marley played Zimbabwe.
The rattling sound of rumor that are becoming good to the whole world, to the holy man. And the woman rejoin their loving at an open mind. Roger confirm you where we are feeling. Roger confirm you.
So that was it's a big man thing. Like it's kind of cool. Like the more I learn about my uncle's band, the cooler it is. And he played Condoleezza Flip as well,
Oh,
actually.
no way.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro. That was
Wow.
like it was kind of
Wow.
cool when we got to Conley's. I saw a big poster, and then the more I looked at this poster, I said, "That lady looks familiar. That lady looks familiar." And then it was like literally like my uncle's band's name was written like in bold. I was like, "This is crazy." And then
That is nuts.
if
Wow.
you've been up in Connolly's, there's like different articles
Yeah,
upstairs.
yeah. It's like a
And then the
history
article I was
almost.
reading, I was like, "What? That's my uncle! Like, this is crazy." So yeah, it's pretty cool to kind of find out things like that. Kind of gives you a bit more confidence, you know.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Wow, wow. And do you know if they played anywhere else in Ireland or is just
I
straight to
actually
Lep?
don't know. I actually have no idea. I think I might need to go on Google or really like do a bit more research in terms of where they played. I know two places. I know they played Paris and I know they played Conley's. I
Yeah.
remember seeing a poster with a lot of my like Afro beats, like heroes on one bill, and my uncle was in there. I was like, whoa, like uncle played with, all these incredible giants, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess in his time, he was really doing his thing, man.
Yeah, and you, in a way, you're continuing, the legacy as well. Bringing it on into the family and releasing and being creative with music.
Bro, standing on giants.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's really interesting. Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, you've obviously written about Shannon before, and you've written about coming from Ireland, and you've talked about how one of the recent songs you released, you talked about kind of how it is, reflective of something you spoke about before. Certainly, when you were in Russell and Ghana family, you talked about coming from Shannon, and so I mean, "The Art of Alienation" is the song I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked about like feeling alienated, like not being quite connected to where you grew up or where you're living now, and I think that's a common thing that people who move around feel. How
Oh
have
yeah,
you
for
how
sure.
have you been able to like? I mean, yeah, you kind of have to find your place, do you?
Oh yeah, like now I'm good, man. Like I think um when I wrote that, I was sort of like thinking about my parents as well and their generation and thinking about how hard it could be to integrate. But then I also then kind of was thinking how hard it was integrating in Shannon, which was at that time like the first planned town in Ireland.
Hmm.
So, with it being a planned town, there was folks from Belfast coming to Shannon. There was Chilean families coming to Shannon. There was all the air hostesses from Russia settling in Shannon as well. And then maybe around 2000 and 1999. Around the time of the boom and the Celtic Tiger, then my family and a few other families came. So it was just a lot of different things that made Shannon Shannon. So then, which also made certain things a bit more complicated. Like I didn't know at the time, like why the lads who were also in first year or going into first year were asking me, "Am I Catholic or Prod?" And I was like,
Yeah.
Baptist. Like, I just had to. I just pulled something from a hat because I didn't know why it was so serious to them. Because I was like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know if I pick that team, is that the right team? If I pick that team, is that the right team? You know what? I'm just gonna pick one, Baptist. But now that I know that Shannon is an amalgamation of folks from Newmarket on Fagris and Six Mile Bridge and Limerick and Ennis, while also having a big cohort of people from Belfast. So that's definitely gonna arouse that question.
Yeah,
That question is gonna
sure.
come up. But
Yeah.
now I know that because I've kind of done the history of Shannon and learned a bit more about Shannon. Now I know. Oh no, it's no disrespect. They just want to know, is your family Catholic or is your family Protestant? You know what I mean? Now that I'm older, I kind of understand the nuances of that question. Whereas at the time, it just seemed so forthcoming. But I kind of was writing about how interesting that is as well, living in Shannon, uh, what such a diverse place to live. Actually, in Ireland,
Yeah. 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 That's really interesting. I guess if you aren't from there, you may not know that.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I think now that and also, look, there's people who don't integrate, so you might never know that there's a certain community because they don't integrate.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're going to their events, they're going to work and coming straight home, and that's sort of something that I don't like that. I don't like hearing someone saying that, I was in New York and all I did was go to the Irish pub. I'm like, oh man, there's so much to see. There was so much life to have lived. But you went to work and you went to where you knew your people are. And
Yeah.
I feel like, my parents' generation kind of can resonate with that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like that was obviously. I mean, we kind of look at that now as like, why would you just go to an Irish bar if you just go halfway around the world?
That's what I tell anybody who doesn't integrate whenever they come to Ireland. I'm like, no, go to a coffee shop. Go somewhere you like. You don't have to go a place you don't like. Go
Yeah.
somewhere you like and just strike up a conversation and go from there.
Yeah. 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 So when did you and Murley meet then originally? Because I mean, Murley produced this record, and he's
Hey.
here. He's there. He can.
He's
speak
right.
up
Yeah,
for himself
Merle's
if he likes.
on the other side, right on my left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nyla just asked, where did we meet, bro? When
And I don't think I've ever
So,
asked you that.
I think 2007. So the first time I remember meeting Merle was there was an African party, and myself and some of the guys from Shannon, we were booked to DJ at this African party. And then I remember we were so used to DJing parties where there was a lot of people from South Africa. So we had all the tunes, the Afro house, house music in South Africa is super huge. So we had loads of like Kwaito and Afro house and music that's literally from sub-Saharan, like Africa, like Zimbabwe, South Africa. And I wasn't even the one DJing. I was just selecting. I would tell my friend, I'm like, yo, play this song, bro. So it was mostly a West African audience. So folks from Nigeria, Congo, Togo, and those places. So we didn't have those type of music. So instead of the man who booked us going, you know what, guys, you simply are not cutting it. We're just gonna get somebody else if that's cool. He just appeared. Merle appeared out of nowhere with gear. With gear, and he started setting up.
Oh, okay.
And I said to myself, what is this? And I remember Merle being Merle, super really nice guy. I was upset. I was really upset.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, bro, I didn't book myself. I'm just here. I got called to do this, bro. And then I remember going to the lads. I goes, I want to be mad at that guy, but he's a nice guy. I was like, that guy is so lovely, bro. I want to be mad, but I can't be mad. It's okay, guys. We lost this one.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a rocky start to a friendship.
Yeah, but I was like, he's a lovely guy. I can't be mad at him.
Wasn't his fault. He was booked.
No, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I remember seeing the vibes of the people who are like, they're not playing any good songs.
Oh no.
When you're DJing, if someone says
that's
like,
your worst
like,
nightmare.
Oh, it is, bro.
And you're like, I'm terrible at this. I thought I was good. You've shown me I'm not good at this.
Exactly. But then, yeah, now I learned it's very hard to, if you ever have to DJ at either a wedding or a party where there's like different nationalities, those are never easy, full stop.
Yeah.
So now true. I'm like, nah, I was never gonna win that battle. Like, you're either gonna please one side of the room and the other side. You just know nowadays, if I ever do any DJing, I know, bro, I'm not gonna please everyone.
Yeah.
It's just is what it is.
For sure. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's. Yeah, DJing for weddings. I did one last week, and you get the strangest requests even, and like, oh, I didn't think this was, because I try and DJ at weddings where like the vibe is, wedding is a wedding. You like, you do have to play certain things at certain times for like different groups, all that stuff. But sometimes I'm like, oh right, I didn't know I was doing this. Getting a lot of requests for Westlife and stuff like that. Like, oh, I thought this was a different type of vibe. Not that I'm like, okay, look, I'll do it if you really want it. I mean, I had one Westlife song from somehow.
Coast to Coast.
But
Come on.
yeah, no, I didn't have that.
What rhythm did you play?
World of Our
Uptown
Own
Girl.
was what I had.
Oh,
Yeah,
Word of
yeah,
Our Own.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a beautiful
yeah.
song as well.
Yeah. But just, it's not really what I do.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
people kept asking me for that kind of stuff, and I was like, okay. It's like you want to please people, you want to make them happy, and you're like,
100%. I mean, it's your big day, and also I don't want to encroach on your big day. So,
yeah. But you just
but
like hope that they want the nice, cool stuff that you want to play sometimes,
no, you know that if you're booking me, you know that you're gonna trust me. Like, trust me. I got you. I'm holding you down.
Yeah, exactly. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
weddings are
that's where
tough
we
as
met,
well.
bro.
That's
That's where we
mad.
met.
That's mad.
Yeah.
And then obviously he must have left an impression. He maybe was he a good DJ? Better than
Yeah,
you
no,
anyway.
do you know what? I subsequently went to a few gigs where Merle was playing. He definitely had his music, man. Because remember back in
Yeah.
the day, it was like CDs. Like around
Yeah.
my era was CDs, and I remember the lad had, bro. You had loads of CDs. What did you do with those CDs, bro? He still
They're
has
still
them, yeah.
there. Yeah, I still have my
Like,
big stack.
oh man, I don't have mine anymore. I actually regret it because YouTube is not it's not giving anymore. There are certain songs you cannot find on YouTube. Like I remember at the hours Advid mixtape, guys. There's certain freestyles that you can never find on YouTube anymore. And I used to have those on CDs, or I used to have like a certain Rinse FM set,
Yeah.
or freestyles from Tin Westwood and like Funk Flex and things like that. You can't find online anymore. And that's why I was
Have
like,
you
man, I
tried? Have you
regret.
tried Soul Seek? Have you tried Soul Seek?
Oh,
Because
my
it might be
brother told
there.
me about Soul Seek actually. My
I
brother
mean,
actually
somehow
was like, yo,
somehow it's
fam,
still going.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the kind of
Yeah, I might
place where
have to.
you might
Yeah, I
find
might
stuff
have
like
to.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's like the crate diggers online.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where you'll find stuff like that, edits and rare stuff.
Yeah, definitely. My brother was like, yo, fam, like, you should get on this. And I remember I was just like, bro, like, I'm in album mode. And he's like, bro, you're losing out.
So yeah, you got a new single out next week.
Yes, sir.
the-
Misplaced
I can
empathy.
give you my heart, I can't give you my soul. I'm a man of God, I don't do what I'm told. Had to get a new lens, cause I was losing focus. I'm here and I'm gone, and that's hocus pocus. Much you working hard, not knowing where you're going. Much you put in effort, not knowing what you're doing. I was helping other people that I shouldn't, caring what I couldn't, sharing what I mustn't, doing what I wouldn't. Till life came, hit me in the head like boom, we're bosom buddies, what you call that? Trauma bond. Boom, pain in your neck and your head back. No, I'm not from Norfolk, but I feel that there's no fork right in the lane. That the lane did the budget on my feelings like it's red table talk. At my highest, I was still at my lowest. W's running with L's like Travis. Not to mention that I'm Irish in the countryside. Never let them.
So talk to me about the idea of misplaced empathy. Empathy is a concept that I've heard Donald Trump disparage in recent times.
Really?
He said empathy is now this is obviously not his words, but he said empathy is the scourge of the modern world. So he's
Whoa.
so that's where he's at. Obviously, I think you can tell that, but from his actions,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah,
you know,
100.
I mean,
I'm just shocked.
yeah,
I'm shocked that like he would, like I'm shocked that that's his worldview. That's
yeah. I mean,
I get it with his actions, but it's weird to hear it said, or even empathy. Really, bro? Like, so I feel like the
yeah,
world should be
himself
more
and Musk
empathetic.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and I think maybe I'll ask you the question: have you found yourself to be more empathetic as you grow older?
Oh, for sure. But I think like I've always been like that. I think depends on how you're reared and your upbringing. I feel like the way I was raised made me a more empathetic person. Um, I think now I can be empathetic with boundaries, if that makes sense. Because my heart I'm just naturally somebody who sees the best in people. And the reason why I call it misplaced empathy was just like, I know the real definition of misplaced empathy, but I was just thinking about all the ways that I thought I was being empathetic. And maybe I wasn't helping. My empathy just wasn't helping that certain circumstance.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that. like just taking accountability and going, you know what, like maybe I shouldn't have helped. Maybe I should have saw it play out instead of maybe, sometimes you give money and it's not the right thing to do, or maybe sometimes you end up doing something for somebody and then you later realize that was not a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's something I've learned anyway over the years is sometimes I have a tendency to try and fix things when something is wrong or like when somebody's upset, and sometimes you just have to listen, and that's kind of
Yeah,
the baseline for empathy. Sometimes it's like, well, actually, all you have to do is listen. You don't have to try and fix this,
yeah,
and that's all somebody wants a lot of the time.
yeah, 100%, 100%. So yeah, like just taking stock and just as I go into the next chapter in my life, just sort of like what are things that I would need to unlearn and what are new things that I need to learn. And sort of it was kind of really therapeutic to just write about it. And, I think, you know, uh, I was saying like I was helping other people that I shouldn't, caring when I couldn't, sharing when I mustn't, doing what I wouldn't,
Yeah.
till life came and hit me in the head like badoom badoom, what you call that, trauma bond. You know what I mean?
Trauma bond. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just sort of just letting it out in the open and say, look, I'm not perfect, man.
No one is, thankfully. So since like the last couple of years, so when did you start working on the album then? When did you really decide, okay, I'm going to make an album? The last 2 years or so?
Uh, I remember it was early 2024. I just remember I was going for a walk with the wife um, early in the morning, and then I got a beat from early. So, and as soon as I took a listen to the beat, I was like, "Oh wow, the words are just coming out." And I remember like my wife going, "I'm just gonna
Okay.
walk now because you're doing that weird mumbly thing you do when you're about to start writing." So I see you at home. I know you're gonna start writing right now. So I'm just gonna keep walking. See you later. I didn't even reply to her. I just waved.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's as soon as that happened, that's how the album began, really. And Merle just kept sending the beats. I think Merle sent me about 10 or 12 beats before I put anything down to paper. So I had 12 beats to write to by the time that I finished one song. But then Merle kept making the beats. So by the time that I wrote two songs, Merle probably had about 20 beats. So I was like, okay, now I got 20 beats to write to. So I was like, if he keeps sending them, I'm gonna write to as many as resonate with me, as many that connect with me. And bro, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
70 something songs later, between
Oh wow.
Merlish Productions and a few from some of our other friends as well.
So I'm gathering they're mostly Marley then on the record, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean
it's
this Marley has been very prolific in the last 3 or 4 years, particularly. He's
yeah.
been working on his craft, right?
Oh man, and the thing is like he's working on my stuff, but then he's producing his own stuff while also helping some of our friends with a few mixing or mastering, and while also making a few remixes. I think it's just a creative time for us. We're just in a great creative bubble right now, and long may it continue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. And like, I mean, I remember it was a few months ago or earlier this year, you said it was your first headline show?
Yeah, it was my first headline
That
show
was kind of
debut.
crazy.
Yeah,
I was like,
solo.
wow.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
actually, because usually yourself and Marley and others would perform live, and it's kind of like, I never thought of it as like, oh yeah, this is a God knows show. Because anytime we talk,
Yeah,
we're always
yeah,
you're always about like bringing people in,
yeah,
collaborating,
yeah,
working with, and you still are, because like
yeah.
all of these songs, like that new song has what singer's name on it?
Oh, Daughter Joan, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
from
that's
Letterkenny, from
okay.
Letterkenny, yeah,
And then the Observer has Dreddy on it as well.
yeah.
So
That's right, that's right.
so presumably there are other people on the album as well.
Yeah, sort of like I know Merle's the one who has to stop me and go, "Gee, this is your song, bro. This is your song, bro." So, because if I hear somebody, I'll be like, "Oh, that person would be the right person for this song,
Yeah,
and this will be good for this." Yeah, there's a few others, but I thought the main thing I was going for was, are they the right fit? You know,
Yeah.
is it the right fit for the song, as opposed to just putting someone on for the sake of it? You know.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. Kind of like when I listen to Kendrick albums, you know, Anna Wise does such a great job on Good Kid, Mad City. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you know all the collaborators that he has, they're specific, but you could almost say they're part of the beat, the way he makes them sound sometimes as well. So I
Yeah.
kind of needed people that will, because I'm wordy, you know, I'm wordy gurdy, you know. So having someone sing in a hook kind of takes it away from all the heaviness of the lyrics. So sometimes the subject matter is heavy,
Yeah.
and you just need someone else who's just gonna sweeten it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look on the album, then I mean, what are your kind of thoughts about it now, without giving too much away? Is like, what are your what kind of what's the word cloud around the album when you think about it?
Oh man, Melly's go. I'm gonna get in trouble. Melly said, I can't say too much. I can't say too much. Um, but what I do know is like the most important thing, the mandate, the mandate is we want to make quality music. You know, this isn't this isn't made for. I'm not trying to go viral. You
Yeah.
know, I'm trying to make music that outlasts me. Um, Now, if something goes popular naturally by itself and it does well in that world, cool. But I think really what we're going for is like quality music, like on every side. You know, on the
Yeah.
production side, on Merle's end, and on the word side as well, and even the people we're putting on the album as well. Like we just want it to be quality. Like we're gonna, and also it's okay. Like if it's not ready by September, if we have to push it back so that it's quality,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey man, so be it, you know.
And like, is it a different environment? How does it feel like a different environment now to releasing this than releasing previous things like Rusangana family albums and stuff like that?
Yeah, so with some kind of family albums were more guerrilla, I would even say. Like we would we recorded the bulk of Let the Dead Bury the Dead in Ennis in John's Gaff, you know. Yeah, it was in John's Gaff, in it, really. No? Oh yeah, we recorded that in Killaloo. What did we do in John's Gaff? Okay, so we did some of the album. So just if you just locked in right now, Riley's right beside me, so you know he's feeding me answers. This is my phone a friend right beside me. But so we recorded some of the album in John's Gaff, and then we booked an Airbnb in Killaloo, and then we did the rest of Let the Dead Bury the Dead. But you know that kind of, we got a mic, let's record right now. That's the so yeah, that's how we did Let the Dead Bury the Dead. But on this particular album, we recorded it in a different way. You know, the difference between then and now, it would be the approach, the recording approach. So most of this we recorded it in Dublin, in Jungle Beam Studio, just so that we could. My idea for that was just keeping the main thing, so that it sounds cohesive. It was done in the same place, just keeps things neat and tidy. But also, there's a particular sound I was going for as well. So, um, yeah, that's the reason why it's a little bit different. And also, I wrote most of the album before stepping into the studio. So you know, it's 2025, you know, paying for a session. If I had to keep coming back session for session, I wouldn't be able to afford it, you know?
Yeah, and everyone else kind of does that at the moment that I know of. You know, it's like that's the vibe. People don't have the money to do that, to go into
Yeah.
a studio speculatively.
Yeah.
But what about like all the other stuff around? I mean, there's a lot of talk about Spotify at the moment. You know about
Yeah.
you know the issues around Spotify with Daniel Ek putting money into questionable investments. Then there's also like, you know, the environment has changed so much, even from like 3 or 4 years ago. Like people are always talking about TikTok and all that stuff, and you're like, and rap has changed as well. Like,
I think the whole landscape has changed, bro. Like, yeah, I think for me, the fan base that I want to feed is a captive music audience. So I think I kind of go where the love is, and I kind of feel like Bandcamp is a space that I still kind of have an affinity to. So I may put stuff on DSPs because I want everyone in the world to be able to access it. But at the same time, I know my captive audience is there. You know, I
yeah,
and you know, they're the DJs, they're the music lovers who just want to put money in your pocket as well.
yeah, and that's
So
where they can do it.
yes, exactly. And that kind of grounds me a little bit instead of kind of focusing on how the DSPs are kind of shifted. It's kind of going back to, like, in my opinion, factory settings. There was a time when I would see local great, fantastic acts alongside the big mainstream acts on whatever the New Music Fridays, but I don't see that anymore. It's kind of going back to
Yeah.
more of the majors.
Well,
Um,
they're not as impactful anymore in terms of,
mm,
and I think anything that has a kind of a stranglehold over people's own marketing ideas and how they want to like promote a record is probably a bad thing. If you're changing your release just because Spotify dictates something or
yeah.
tells you, oh, don't release it on a Tuesday because it might not make it into New Music Friday by the Friday. I think it's good that the artists are more empowered, and I think there's
Yeah.
definitely this idea that Spotify, obviously, I don't know if you've read Mood Machine, the Liz Pelly book. That's been very influential this year about
Oh,
the.
I might check that out.
It's great. We did a chat with her earlier this year
It's
on the
called Mood
podcast.
Machine, yeah?
Mood Machine, yeah, all
Mood
about like
Machine.
the issues around Spotify and the kind of the way that they have ghostwriters and the playlist stuff that's been stuffed by people that are session stuff, and then there's also obviously the AI issue, which is I
Mm,
mean, AI is such a prominent thing at the moment in every way, and it's not going to go away in any way. Like a couple of years ago, I remember we talked about it on the podcast, and it was like, it was the novelty phase where we were like, oh look, you can make Drake rap this lyric if you want, ha ha ha, funny. And now it's become this point where, like, I don't know if you copped this Velvet Sundown thing. So this band that are incredibly popular on Spotify, who are completely a AI invention, and they have like millions, like 1.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and they're like a 70s rock band. There's a few pictures of them, and it's really weird and it's really
wow.
upsetting. But this is
So
how
we're here now.
yeah, we're already here. Like, it's already here. Like, earlier last year, I did a podcast and chatted about this because there was an Irish artist who was presenting as a real artist who ended up making all their music in AI, and then eventually told me that. I was like, "Oh, this is really interesting." I got duped, and I was like, "Okay, this is happening now." But now
Whoa.
it's happening to the point where, like, a really bland like 70s rock band is like and a fake one is now popular, and people don't seem to care, and I think that's what it is. And I think when people when you're like, the music fans are where I want to be, that's often now at the moment not Spotify, because Spotify wants to be everything to all people.
Yeah.
It wants to do the audiobooks, it wants to do the podcast, it
Yeah.
wants to do the
Yeah.
video now. It's like
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
then this is what happens when you try and please everyone. It's like the DJing, right? It's like the DJing at weddings. Like, you can't
Yeah.
actually please
No.
everyone.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
sometimes you have to find somewhere else where you
Yeah.
can play those tunes.
100%. And also stick to your guns, because if you know what's like, if I'm gonna give the example of DJing at a wedding where I know there's a lot of people, I will be like, okay, look, I'm gonna go to my reggae bag because I know this is a genre that brings everyone together, but I'm going to focus on how excellent I DJ. What can I do? Because I'm not gonna please everyone. Like, and I think we're in. It's I don't know, man. The money, the money thing right now. Like, I don't know. The mercenary money people, they're going hard, bro.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
mercenary money people, they're on their job, bro. And they do not mind. They do not mind who they hurt in the process or what industries rocked at in the process as well.
Yeah, and this is it. And I think we and then are now able to empower ourselves enough with the knowledge of knowing who's in charge and who's behind things. And obviously, we're seeing that with a lot of things around Palestine and the BDS movement and stuff like that, where you're like, okay, people are really understanding where this money is coming from, what things are happening around it, and how it affects music entertainment. I mean, maybe it's kind of an unprecedented time where people are really looking at festivals and things like that and going, oh wow, they're being funded by this very unethical company, which are, we don't get this stuff. We didn't talk about these things like 3 or 4 years ago even.
Yeah.
And now it's an everyday conversation,
Yeah, no, for sure. But for those who want to, because it's so also heartbreaking when you see how much people don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are the people that do care. Now imagine the people that are just like you're saying, like with the AI band, that there's some people who are just like, yeah, it's just music. I don't care. Like, it's just a song. Like, I don't care if it's real people or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
in hip hop, it's Timbaland.
He came out with a trailer for his AI artist, and I've seen obviously people pushing back on him on his calls and stuff like that. I've seen those videos.
Yeah. Young Guru was pushing back. That one kind of hurt because Timbaland is somebody that we all look up to. So kind of to see him stick to that view. I mean, he really tried to stick to that view, but I remember he put up an apology as well, maybe a couple of days later, just to be like, "Hey, I'm listening. I'm gonna keep listening." That's what he said. But it's that kind of thing of like, it is what it is. I'm still going ahead with it, guys. Yeah. But I'm listening. But I'm going ahead with it anyway.
Yeah, it's that line from Succession. We hear you. We hear for you. It's like, we are here, but we are going to do whatever we want anyway. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, because I mean, it's like, I don't know if I haven't gone fully into his thing, but it seems to be, it's generative AI pop star, right? A-pop, he's calling it, I think. So
that's a lot of the backlash he got was because he was doing the competition. If you remember, Moyo was one of the people who done really well on his stream.
Oh yeah.
And a few other Irish artists, actually, as I've now heard. But apparently all of those artists from all over the world that were sending in songs, it was training the AI.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, but that allegedly, that's what people say, because it also, like, a producer from one of an underground type producer, his beat was embellished by the AI. So he kind of went and said, "Yo, Timbaland, like, what's up, bro? Like, that's my beat."
Yeah.
Like, you didn't ask. You didn't even say, like, "Yo, we're gonna use this." So yeah, Timbaland himself. That's why the backlash was too much then when it was when people realized that he was using another producer's beat without crediting them or letting people know that the AI didn't create the beat from scratch. It was actually an embellishment of another producer's beat. So I don't know. I feel like, he's learning. We're all learning how to do this ethically, right? I think that's where the issue is that people put money over the process of the thing being done the right way.
Yeah, it's a wild west at the moment for all that stuff.
For sure.
And I think
for sure,
I have certainly heard people talk about ethical AI, like an opt-in thing where you can decide. I remember listening to Imogen Heap recently on a podcast, and she was talking about how there is a company who are set up so that you can basically feed an AI model of yourself, so that it is there. And the reason you could do that, you could do it creatively if you wanted. But the other reason you do it is so that other people won't do it on your behalf. So if you're like, okay, if you're Kendrick, for example, and you decide, okay, I'm going to train an AI model on my voice and all of my recorded stuff, and then I'm going to own it, and then no one can use it, basically. Obviously, there's grey areas around all that stuff, and that's what makes it so difficult at the moment, because you're like, well, what's happening? What's happening? But yeah, I think every week there's like
That just got me tired.
It does. It does.
The idea of that just got me tired.
Well, let me perk you up and ask you about something that's the complete opposite and very, very real, and that's the new Clipse album. I want to hear what you got to say about the Clipse album, because I was talking to you last about 3 weeks ago, maybe, at the Dean Van Ween's book launch, which you hosted. Dean, shout out to Dean. He has put out a book about the political history of Tupac Shakur.
That's right.
And his mother.
Comrades.
Yeah.
Yes. Go check that out.
It's brilliant. I'm reading it very slowly at the moment, but I am reading it and I'm really enjoying it. And it's a really
I'm an
fascinating
audiobook man. I'm like, because I know there's an audiobook coming, so I'm like, I'm definitely gonna be like, if I did an audiobook, I'll finish it in a weekend. I'll go somewhere else, like I'll drive somewhere, and then I'll be able to like finish it properly. But yeah, you were saying that when we spoke there.
You were excited about Clipse when I was
talking
talking to you already, and I was like, okay, yeah, well, I'm going to talk to this man about the Clipse album, because
first of all, what do you think?
I love it. It's just, I was so surprised when they first when it came out, and you're like, the first song is about this like deeply resonant song about their parents losing their parents, and I was like, wow, did not expect this from the Coke rappers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I remember I watched the interview with them and Pharrell, and Pharrell was saying that he was like, what I really love about how we made this album is like, we answered all of the questions that people had for us without intentionally going in to dispel any criticisms or rumors about how we make the music, because people would have expected them to just straight up stick to writing about that, about the same subject matter they've always have. So it was actually like, wow, look what we did, because it was after Birds Don't Sing. That's the song about their parents. Yeah, it's the opener featuring John Legend and keys from Stevie Wonder, actually.
Oh, was it? Okay,
yeah. Stevie Wonder's on the keys, and the outro was also Stevie Wonder as well. But it was kind of cool to see that even they knew the things that people said about them, So I kind of, man, it's a 10 out of 10 album for me.
Yeah, it's great. And obviously Kendrick's on it, and there's a whole thing. And again, it comes back to that idea as well, just even the construction and putting it out. And they bought their masters back off Def Jam, was it?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And I don't really know. I've looked into it a little bit, but like not really fully. So it was something to do with Kendrick.
Yeah, so just to bring you up to speed. So basically, because Pusha T had beef in 2018 with Drake, which,
the infamous.
People like myself believe that he bodied Drizzy on that, even though I'm a fan of Drizzy and that, but like Pusha T just... he obliterated the...
You were hiding a child, let that boy come home.
Come on, bro. It's instantly, it's over. It's over. By that point, it was done. But because of that beef, and knowing that Pusha T got the upper hand on that day, and then now coming from a place of where just the past May, we did the anniversary. Well, we had the anniversary of the Not Like Us anniversary in May, and then subsequently the Pop Out, etc. Then Kendrick is on a Pusha T album. So the optics of it all made the folks in Def Jam nervous. So they didn't want to have to back this amid a Drake lawsuit. So I think it was just way too much for them. And they said, look, this is just too many things happening at the same time. But, the Clipse just got caught up in something that is nothing to do with them in this particular moment, because they're still nervous about Kendrick and not really about the Clipse. But because Pusha T beefed with Drake before, they're like, wow, they might be dissing Drake on this, and there's a lot happening already, so let's not go anywhere near this. So yeah, that's where, to the point where Pusha T was like, well, just take me off the label then, if that's the case. But then the Clipse was there, and then they ended up going, okay, well, you pay us the amount for you guys to head away and do the album the way you want it.
He paid a 7-figure sum. They paid a Clipse
they
paid
did.
a 7-figure sum
They
to
did.
Def
Yeah,
Jam.
they
Like,
did.
that is ridiculous.
It's just wild. It's
Yeah.
it's a wild time. It's a wild time.
But I'm so glad it's here. I'm so glad it. It's just like when I listen to the Clipse album, I'm just like, yeah, man, these lads are just absolutely rapping. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's so present. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's just like this is what rap is. This is what rap should be. It's so
Yeah.
great. Have you watched the performance on Tiny Desk yet? You
I
seen that?
watched all of them. I was just literally. I think Merle's due to watch it, and I was telling him, I was like, bro, that's if you want a masterclass, that's the masterclass.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
was-
masterclass in like, man, like precision.
Yeah, they're so like laser focused and
Precision.
able to like. It's just like it's a perfect performance. I was just like, wow, these two
Yeah,
and the band.
I got
it's great.
goosebumps watching it.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
literally-
totally.
Singers make me feel like that on Tiny Desk. Because rappers usually do the big songs, so
Yeah.
they're kind of relying on the fact that we all know the song. These guys didn't do their biggest songs.
Yeah,
They did a few at the end,
yeah,
but it's also, bro, it's the way that usually people go for a band, but the beats were.
Now it's beautiful. John 10, that's my usual. Mamas is falling out in funerals and bomb and blow. They now viewing you. They never find the guns, but the sewers do. Bubbles was sick, he need medicine. Brought him back to life, now he dead again. Richard don't make watches for presidents. Just a million trapped between skeletons. This the darkest that I ever been. The diamonds make you taste peppermint. You ain't thriving in snow like it's the Revenant. And sent orders back down and keep shoveling. Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck.
Yeah, it's very rare that I've been that impressed by a rap performance. Tierra Whack was the last person that impressed me the same way,
sure, yeah.
That was a really great performance as well. For me, it's the fact that Clipse are doing excellence in not just one way. They're doing excellence with the journalists. They're giving due to the journalists, like New York Times. They did all the hip hop journalists that I respect. They literally did not just do one; they did everything.
Yeah.
They're very like their rollout is just as good as their execution on the album. It's just they really put attention to detail.
Yeah. And I think if you spend 7 figures on an album, you're going to have to do the promo for it, right, as well.
Facts.
I mean, they'll make that back on a few gigs, I'm sure. No problem.
Oh yeah, they're going on a 25 city tour, and they're going to do a few cities in Europe. But I guess the one thing that makes them that makes it fresh for them is the fact that they hadn't come together for 14 years. So
Yeah.
that's what Malice, and also shout out to Malice. He is the MVP of the album.
Absolutely.
That man
Yeah.
at 52 rapping the way he is just it's inspiring for me. Like, it gives me hope for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Yeah, Clipse album, one of the biggest of the year, no doubt. It will be.
Yeah, I don't know. GNX, Chromacopia.
Yeah.
Let God sort them out.
It's
Those
nice.
are
It's nice to have big
those are-
album releases to talk about as well, like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
for sure.
And I love that.
people
Like you were
love
saying
it.
there, I love that Clipse were like, Pusha was like, I want to see the reviews because I want to see
Yeah.
what people are saying about it, and that's
Yeah.
like refreshing because in a period now where people are just like, no, you're wrong. I don't know if you saw like Lana Del Rey played in Dublin recently, and there was a fairly like lukewarm review by Ed Power, but like not a negative one, not a overly negative, just like she wasn't connecting with the crowd, and she responded to his review being like, "This is the wrong take," and it's like you can't tell somebody the experience they had is the wrong take.
Yeah.
And a lot of our fans that were there like absolutely agree with the review, so it's like you can't it's like it's not like a stand thing. It's actually like people had this opinion, a lot of other people had this opinion too, you know what I mean, like fans of yours, and you're playing, I mean there's a difference, you're playing the Aviva, It's a big place to fill, and her music is very, very different, but what else you vibing with at the moment? What else is happening?
Man, That Let God Sort Them Out album has been just fantastic. I mean, prior to that, I was playing a GNX. Um, you know the way like it was supposed to be like a deluxe version of GNX. You
Yeah.
know the way like it was the. You know, there's a track that he plays on YouTube. The one that came out on YouTube with the trailer,
Yeah.
the GNX trailer. That song hasn't come out.
Yeah. Okay. Is he waiting to
So
the year thing?
the idea that a lot of us had was that there was, so if you saw that trailer, the clip, the first clip that Kendrick put out, it was a trailer of two GNXs.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one GNX, it was two GNXs there. So for me, it was that surprise of like seeing those two cars and then hearing that tune. I think it's called Body for Body. I think he might have done it at he did it at the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah.
And seeing that tune and then also not seeing it anywhere else made me go, there might be another release coming here.
As you said at Dean's launch, you've been in the chat rooms.
Yo, when I'm a fan of something, I'm obsessed. Like, especially with like, you know, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick, Clipse. Oh, Skepta as well. Like Skepta and Joyner Lucas. You see that?
No, I didn't. No.
Skepta is well, the word we'll say like in England will be like sending. He's sending for Joyner Lucas. He's clashing. He's going after the US artists. Like,
okay, yeah. No,
yeah. So,
last I heard of Skepta was him on the Fred Again track, which
I love,
the Doechii edit kind of thing and then the Denzel
right.
Curry jumped on it as well.
Yeah.
I was like, Fred Again can annoy me sometimes, but when he does stuff like that, I'm like, that's good.
You can't not like it, bro.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you're just lying to yourself if you think it's not good. You know?
Yeah, sorry, bro. That
you got the stank face on you when that beat drops.
Yeah.
You're like,
oh.
Yeah. Lovely.
You got one of these. Yeah, that victory lap is really cool. Then there's the Sammy Virgie tune as well with Skepta is fire.
That's right.
Well.
Yeah.
That's another really good tune. I think I'm loving people who do music for the love, and it shows that they love it. You know.
Have you listened to Loyal Carner's album yet? The new one?
Oh, hopefully? I haven't had a chance. I actually wanna live with it.
That's very special.
You know? Because with Loyal Carner, like you can't just listen to it and just leave it there. You have to live with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like what Pusha said about Tyler the Creator, I would attribute to Loyal Carner as well. Pusha was like, Tyler the Creator is a world builder, you know, and I feel like Loyal Carner builds worlds every time he releases. Like he takes you from one world into another, but it's the same thing, just a little bit a different iteration, you know. Like Not Waving But Drowning is so different to the other albums as well, you know, that kind of a way.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to. Like there's albums I will be like, no, I need time. Like I need to go for a long walk, take this in, or I'm driving somewhere and I'm just no distractions.
Yeah, I'm hyped for his 3 Arena show after seeing the Glastonbury performance. I was like, because you know the thing about Loyal Carner is it's very like it come almost headphones music. It's very like intimate.
Yeah,
but like he was able
very
to.
Much so.
He took that intimate music and put it on a grand scale, and he had this like camera stuff on his face, and it worked so well. And the band are great as well. The new band he has.
Wow, I can't wait.
Yeah. So listen, tell me, you're going to play Jemson Connects the Circle stage All Together Now in a few weeks. What's happening? You've done that before. I know you've done it before. You've had a good time.
Merle did it.
Did you not do it as well? I thought.
Well, I was there with Merle, but it was his thing.
Oh, it was Merle's shake. Okay.
I DJed with Cease after.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So Cease and I DJed at the Circle as well. So Merle did Jameson Connects with Elaine, and then myself and Cease DJed on that same stage after, which was really awesome that year as well. But as far as myself performing there, I'm really looking forward to it because their lineup is whopper, you know.
Yeah. Who do you want to see at the festival?
Really, everybody on that lineup, actually. You know, everybody on the Jameson Connects lineup. I'm really looking forward to.
You were playing with Onai, who played last night.
Yeah, on I DJ'd after as well. But there's a lot of interesting acts on the bill. Um, but Altogether Now is one of those festivals that you just want to be at as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Altogether Now is just fire. But the Jameson Connect stage has been fire for the last few years. And I was talking to somebody since the last time we were there. They were like, it's even bigger and better than last time that you guys were there. So I'm like, damn, how much bigger and better can they get?
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
That Carhartt thing, I wish I could have played that year with the Carhartt collabo. Like, that looked fire. The colorway looked fire. If they still got any of those in the tug somewhere in a warehouse, I'll take a tee. I'll take a tee or a jacket.
Jameson, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Well, on that lineup, Altogether Now on the Jameson Connects the Circle stages, likes of Dry Cleaning, Frankie Stew and Harvey Gunn. There's a surprise Sunday headliner. We don't know who it is.
Yeah,
David Holmes, Maria Somerville, Enola Gay, Doug Courtesy, Roche is on it. Sloucho, Alice Ugba, Adore, Onai, Ashi, Ari, and more. So there's loads of stuff happening there, and I mean it's a big festival. It's the one that is booking the trend in terms of festival stuff this year. It is sold out well in advance, and there
for sure
currently are no tickets left, I don't think, for it at all. So
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's a big
actually,
one.
bro. Before you head away, like, who has been catching your eye in terms of like just music in Ireland at the moment?
Oh, okay. Well, I made a big list recently because I wouldn't say I'm like struggling, but I'm also like I'm finding it hard to remember everybody because there's so many. I have my tabs on so many different like kind of artists. So who am I mad into at the moment? Who do I think is really popular or doing really well? I mean, most recently we had really lovely albums from Poor Creature. I'm liking what New Dad are doing. Let me have a look at this.
They got a new album coming soon.
They do, well. Yeah. Let me draw up this list I have here that I made recently because I'm like the brand new artists I'm really interested in. Like the ones I'm thinking of are Sona Blue. There's Death to Ricky, the kind of Kildare lad, Little Skag, Adore, who are playing as well. Jameson connects. There are a lot of bands out there at the moment. There's a band called Cable, who I really like, Fornina. There's a songwriter called Stella and the Dreaming. Vatican Jail. Vatican Jail is amazing. I really like what she's doing. What
do they do?
Vatican Jail is like, she's from Chile originally and does this kind of cool electronica, which is sounds a bit like Rosalia, but also sounds like very modern as well.
Oh man, you had me at Rosalia.
Yeah, it's great.
Let me
really
write
good.
that down.
Vatican Jail, album where she's great.
Vatican Jail.
And most recently, what else have we got here? Have you heard the Luterist Genova Vision Alley record?
Yeah.
Dangerous Currents. Yeah, that's great. Really lovely. There's some hyper pop stuff from a band called Headfooters.
Sick.
It's all, there's so much, man. This is the thing. This is why I'm like, I can't. Do you know, I haven't been getting out as much lately to see the bands, and there's opportunities at festivals like this then to go out and see the bands, and I'm like, yeah,
for sure.
I can't wait to go and see these bands finally, because there's a lot you don't get to see. Spooklet is another one. Saoirse Miller. There's lots of great stuff.
So where do a lot of new bands perform now?
Well, this is the thing, and I think that's why I sort of have an issue, because a lot of bands aren't performing as much. I think we're in a funny time. We're not like automatically, like, that's why I mentioned Death to Ricky, because he's playing at the end of the month, and he's like this Irish underground kind of rapper dude, right? So he's young, and he's like, but he's playing a gig in Whelan's, and you're like, this is unusual, because now none of these acts are playing, none of these kind of, if we were just sticking to rap, like they're playing in the Soundhouse and places like that, but there's not a lot of places in Dublin anyway. I don't know what it's like in Limerick at the moment.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of, there's not as many places as there was, and therefore there's not as many gigs happening, and it's
Do you reckon it's like it's a few things at the same time? It's like, you know, the fact that, like, you know, tickets are not cheap. You know, I mean,
I think it's places are hard to get to rent for people
Yeah.
at the moment, and that makes it difficult to put on gigs, and then it makes it like less likely. I think our nightlife economy stuff has an impact, because when the prices have pretty much gone up on every room rental in the country. Then we've
Yeah.
had like Workman's Cellar in Dublin close, for example.
Yeah, somebody
Uh,
said that to me. Yeah,
yeah, so that's
that's where I
gone.
wanted to play. Actually, I was like, I was talking to our booking agent, and I was just like, yeah, like I would like to play there, and then they were like, no, it's actually not. It's not. That I think what his words was they're refurbishing it, if I'm not
Yeah, but I
mistaken.
don't think it's going to come back as a venue. That's the thing.
Oh,
That's my understanding of it. I don't think it is.
damn.
Yeah. So like there's a load of. It's a funny one at the moment. That's what I mean. Like the Dangerous Currents lounge was in the Big Romance recently. Not a traditional venue, more like a listening place. So they've been doing those uh, kind of regular rap nights actually in the Big Romance. I can't remember what it's called.
Sick,
Cold Summit.
sick.
Yeah. So that seems really cool. There's lots of cool things happening at that. Have you been to any of those?
No, not yet. Not
Yeah,
yet. Actually,
yeah,
not
yeah.
yet. I might have to make my way down there.
Yeah, I think they took a break for a while, and they brought them back recently, and it's kind of like it kind of feels like an open mic kind of, but kind
Yeah,
of
I
thing.
think. I think right now is a really important time for doing it for the love.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? If you're doing it for in any way for money, I think it's not gonna it's not gonna pan out, and then you will just give it up. You would just be like, I can't keep this up. Whereas I think things have gone back to you're either doing it for the love, if you really want to do it long term, and then if the money comes, great. Because I see it with people who put on stuff in Limerick. The guys from Dry Lane Studios, anytime they put their hands on the community, it's always fire. What Cease is doing with State Your Flow in Limerick as well, like
mm,
just putting together these events that people go to, where if you're a DJ, you DJ, if you're an MC, you go, you MC. Like, I think that is the only, I think it's going back to grassroots, like those who are in the grassroots, and Limerick has been always, that's why we're thriving in terms of creativity, is because it's always been grassroots.
yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
people just get better because they're kind of, you're watching other people who've done it before you and around you. And then also people help you when it comes to your turn to put on something. Everybody wants to go support your thing. That's why Fail and Agrania is really awesome and really big
Yeah, that's
in
on very
Limerick.
soon, 15th to the 16th, I think, of
That's
August.
right. That's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Another one I've never been to, but I hope.
Oh, you need to. You
I'm
need
looking
to.
at it. I'm looking at it going, maybe this year. Maybe this
Hey,
year.
hey,
You know?
hey.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, there's just so many interesting things happening as well. This is the thing.
For sure.
There's so
For
many
sure.
great artists coming out like this. I have a big long list here of stuff that I didn't even mention, like the stuff that we're talking about in terms of like Irish kind of rap music as well. GNS, the Kid
Yes.
G,
Yeah.
like there's just so many interesting artists there doing stuff, and I think it's
For sure. I just
yeah,
hope to see them perform. Like
yeah,
I want to see, man, like it's just the ecosystem. Like I want to see people outside doing stuff. It's just, but I also equally understand why they're not.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
nobody's in a hurry to do stuff, because it's like, I also don't want you to go home with a bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think it is that kind of marker of somebody who's taking it seriously and
Yeah,
stepping up, and you
for sure.
obviously you have to start somewhere and you have to do it.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm always looking out to see more people do that.
For
Femi as
sure.
well, the
Oh yeah,
stuff
big
that
up Femi.
he's
Big up
been
Femi.
doing some good
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. So
for sure. And obviously, big up Moyo as well.
yeah, I mean, come
Shout
on.
out Moyo and the guys as well, like fire, man. Like it's just people who've been consistent, that's the reward. Like we look at where CMA and, you know, outside of the controversies, kneecap, like their hard work is hard work, and it's paying off. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Um,
absolutely.
it's something to aspire to in terms of consistency. Um,
Yeah,
it's just
I
it's
think
just
you just have
awesome
to
to
keep
see.
applying yourself, and I think you've certainly done that, and
Yeah,
uh,
for sure,
the
for
narrow
sure.
lane crew have always done that as
Oh
well.
yeah, for
Like I
sure.
mean, so other than ATN, there's obviously you're talking about gigs. There's going to be a gig soon. There's going to be
Oh yeah,
gigs
oh yeah,
around the album. Yeah,
100%. Oh
great,
yeah, there's
great.
definitely gonna be gigs. I think this year what I wanted to do was I don't mind grinding. That's one thing. Like I don't mind going to like Conley's of Left. I don't mind going to Thurles. I don't mind going to Tullamore. I don't mind going to Sligo. I don't mind going to Carlow. Like, I don't mind going to the small. As long as the promoter loves music, I'm there. So if you're a promoter right now and you feel like I could really do like whatever the night is, and you have a beautiful venue, and you know that on this particular night it will be a great night to have a God knows show. I want to come down. I drive. It's cool. Me and my gang will come through and give you the best show we can, because I think that that's such a lost art. Everybody just wants to do the 5 venues and that and call it a day. No, like, I want to win an audience. Like, I'm okay with going somewhere and actually interacting and putting someone onto my music, and then leaving there with, if maybe there was a room of 90 people, even if I win 5 people, if the 85 were like, he's okay, and there's 5 people who are like, no, this is my favorite new artist now, and that's it. I'm happy with that, and I want to do that all over Ireland, just to show that it's still possible. People still love music. People still want to go and discover new acts,
Yeah, absolutely.
And if that has to be me, then like, please,
grind it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at the Clipse. They've done everything. They've done from NPR to New York Times podcast. Like, what excuse do I have to be like, well, I'm just gonna do Galway, Dublin, Limerick, Cork, and that's my nah. As long as you got tea, as long as there's tea in the rider, I'm there.
All right, nice. I think we leave it there. So, tea on the rider, and God knows, grinding around the country. I love it.
Yes, sir. And having a classic album by the grace of God.
Very good. All right, nice one. Thank you for talking to me once again. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Imagine that test begins with salivate. It's freezing hot and burning cold. Tell me how the hell of heaven can you acclimate? Lie away asking God how not to participate.
Tell me, have you ever heard a story from a bird with clipped wings but still flew? Oh, tell me, have you ever heard a story from a boy who wrote words, made the scriptures, gave it to the world? Tell me, have you ever heard a story from a bird with clipped wings but still flew? Oh, tell me, have you ever heard a story from a boy who wrote words, made them scriptures, gave it to the world?
What's pretty, but how the hell could I bring a child into this messy world and the bigger for war? We see
Thanks for listening to the 909 podcast. If you like what we do, why not consider supporting us on patreon.com/909.